Welcome to What They Don't Tell You. I'm Jordyn Jones, and right now we're talking about my my tonsil experience, my tonsil removal,
Tonsil removal.
What's it called? It's like the specific name, like tonsillitis or something. Like when you have, so basically before I got my tonsils removed, I was always having strep throat, all right? So they were like recommending me to get my tonsils removed because you really rarely will have strep throat after, and you either can't get it or like it won't be as bad. So he like really wants me to get my tonsils removed because I had tonsil stones where like I don't know what was happening to me. Like I had never, and then like it was just like food like built up because I was in so much pain, so I couldn't even like brush really well, so things just got built up, and then like I had to like pop them out with like Q-tips. It was really, really bad. So then I got my tonsils removed with tonsil stones. So like I was already having strep, I was already in pain, I already had tonsil stones. So then I got my tonsils removed, and
what do these stones look like?
Oh my god, they're so gross.
What do they look like? Are they white? Like what color are they?
They're all different colors. They're hard as rock.
Stop it. And they just grow in your teeth?
Yeah.
That's like the craziest concept.
It's like buildup. Tonsil stone.
Oh, is it going to be really gross?
It's not that gross. Like, it's like literally
I don't know if I want to see it.
No, it's just bringing me back in time.
Oh, God,
like,
I'm nervous.
You can like see them.
Oh, that's
I don't know
really
if the camera can catch this, but
it's not good.
It's like that. And some people will have like so many on both sides. It is
Did that affect
painful.
your singing?
Oh, I couldn't do anything. I was out from May and June of like 2016.
Wow.
So there's like a 1% chance that you can have bleeding when you get your tonsils removed. And I was luckily that 1%. So it was about...
You're special.
Yeah, so it was kind of my fault, I guess. So listen to this. They tell you to... We were just talking about eating mashed potatoes. Because of what I'm doing right now, I had to eat mashed potatoes. Anyways, so this is perfect to be talking about if you guys get so grossed out. Just, click out right now. But basically, I got my tonsils removed, and I was in my healing process. I had medication. I was sleeping like a baby. I was totally fine. Probably about 7 days into it, my like healing, I ate chips from like CPK, and I think that is what really like caused.
You think it like scratched it or something?
I think I like cut it all up in there, but I didn't feel it like immediately. Okay, so then like it was like 3 or 4 days later, and I'm like, I feel like $1,000,000. Like I'm going to the Dodger game tonight, and you're supposed to like stay home, and like I was like, well, I feel fine. I'm so toward the end of this, whatever. I'm fine. I'm past that whole like bleeding time period, healing time. I go to the Dodger game, I'm screaming, I'm like...
Oh, God, no.
And I think it was like the next day, I was just like, I felt something weird in my mouth, and I like spit out in the sink, and there was just like blood, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I have to call the doctor because it says like if you have bleeding to call your doctor. So I called the doctor, and he's like, okay, like it might just be like a fluke thing, like maybe you just ate something, like just see if it goes away. So that was probably about like 3 p.m. And then by like 11 p.m. I called the doctor because I was literally like spitting. Like,
are you still at the game at this point?
No. Okay. Like, this is when I got home.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I think at the game, just like spitting blood?
No, I think it was the next day.
Okay.
So I'm spitting out blood, and he's like, okay, I will meet you at the office in an hour. Like, he was driving from Orange County to like Burbank to do this emergency on me that I don't even know what I'm doing. So I get to the appointment or whatever it is. He's in his pajamas, like he's with his wife.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't even know what's going on. So then he tells me that he needs to, like find where I'm. It was right here, like bottom of my, like the right side of my throat. I can still feel it to this day. But, and he decides to tell me that I was the first person he ever had bleeding. Like, he's such a good doctor, like he had never had that before. But my experience clearly is at 1%. So he told me he had to find it, and then he used to suck out all your blood clots because it was blood clots. Yeah.
Were you freaking out?
There's this machine, and I'm wide awake. Like, he didn't do anything because it was an emergency. He didn't have time to wait for anything to kick in. So he's like pulling out blood for probably like 40 minutes, like till midnight.
This grosses me out so much.
He's just like pulling out, like, don't get your tonsils removed. Okay. Pulling out blood. So then he's like, okay, I think it's done. He had to wait like a 15 minutes to see if anything would come up because he couldn't like close it if there was still bleeding. So like I make the 15 minutes of like, okay, he thinks it's done. So then he cauterizes me and he has to like put it all back together, like close my thing. And then I waited 15 minutes and we were all good. I go down to the car and the second I open my car door, I go, oh no. Like I tasted blood and then I spit and I was like, Mom. I was like, call him back. So he was like pulling out already. We went back up. I had to do the whole thing again, get cauterized. And then after that 15 minutes, I was good.
How did you like make it through that whole process?
I don't know. I think, and I was
did you like black out mentally?
I was so upset. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, because he kept saying like, if you lose too much blood, like we have to take you to the hospital. And like all these things could happen to me because I was just literally losing so much blood. And he had no idea what to do really. I mean, obviously he's a doctor and he had to do like. Is he
still your doctor?
I mean, he just did my tonsils. Okay. But like, you know, he just didn't really know like what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was his test. Anyways, we got talking about this because I literally just got veneers done, and we were talking because we had mashed potatoes and I had mashed potatoes and everything, and that's why I was just like scared to do anything else, and that's why I'm not going to get my wisdom teeth removed. But anyways. I have veneers now. That's my update of this week, plus my story time of my tonsil stones and
that
removal.
Was quite the story.
So you've never gotten your tonsil removed?
Knock on, is this wood?
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
I'm like, yeah.
Is this wood? I haven't had my tonsils removed or my wisdom teeth removed, so I don't know. But my mom recently had to get like an implant in her mouth, and it was a whole crazy process. I mean, I think toothaches or anything to do with your mouth or like teeth is like the most painful thing I've heard.
Do you want to know the best tip I can give you it's a grandma's tip? You get a tea bag, you just wet it, and then you put it on your toothache, and your toothache will go away.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
There's like an ingredient in a tea bag that like soothes and like makes that pain go away. You just set it on it. And I have not tested that yet, but my brother tested it because he had a toothache. And my grandma
knows it. Grandmas know everything.
Because they just have been around.
Yeah, they've been around the block for a long time.
Yes. Well, you guys, let me pull up my everything for today. We are with the beautiful Montana Tucker. Welcome. I'm so sorry for disgusting you today.
That was quite the intro. I mean, I don't know where we can go from there, but we really went on strong.
We're just going to take a dive into her life, you guys, and all the amazing things she has coming up. She's a TikTok star, social media star, singer, dancer, just overall most inspiring girl that we've had on this podcast so far. I feel like you're just like a light, and you're one of those people, you know, you just like look at your account and you just like smile. I bet you have so many like teenage girls that just look up to you and you are so inspiring to them. What are some like of these stories that you hear? Because I know like you're such a great role model, and does that bring you pressure? And two, like, what do people like tell you on like a day-to-day about like how amazing you are? Like, what are like the comments and the DMs that you get from anyone that supports you?
Yeah, I think it's crazy because it's like before TikTok, because we used to do them together. I used to make these like 1 minute, mini music videos or mini concept videos, and I did a lot of like anti-bullying videos. I did body image videos, all incorporating music and dance into it. And so it's crazy that this like 1 minute video can change someone's life. Like when I make them, like I don't think of that in mind. I want to inspire other people, of course, but like the fact that I would get messages when I did this anti-bullying video where people are messaging me like, I was about to give up today, and then I saw your video and you changed my mind. And like, that's the craziest thing that I can do that with a video. Like, it's just so wild. So yeah, I mean, I definitely have a lot of younger followers. I was really bullied in middle school and high school, and this was like before social media was what it is today. So I can't imagine if social media was around when I was in middle school and high school because
all these Gen Z people would be different.
It's really crazy.
I don't even know what I am. I'm in that.
You're like in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so wild because I think people hide behind their phones and their computers and with the comments and everything. Like it's a whole other version of bullying, cyberbullying that I didn't get to experience. I experienced it in person, which was terrible. But it's on a whole other level now. So
you would think that like in person would be like so much more hurtful. I mean, it 100% sucks, and bullying sucks in general if it's someone that you care about, love, don't know, whatever. But I feel like when it's online, it is multiplied. And like, say you have that one person at school like I did that was bullying me, and I thought it was just the end of the world. I was so upset. And then like now I get thousands of hate comments a day, and I've gotten past them a little bit, but in the beginning it was so hard.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I think people hide behind, like, people say things online that they would never say to you in person because they're too scared, you know?
Have you ever had this happen to you? Sorry, I had to interrupt. Where a fan has like DM'd you something kind of mean, and then you respond, and then they immediately take it back and say how much they love you.
Oh yeah, I've had that, but on not really like a bullying side, but I've had people write me like, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't answer me, and then you're like, that's so crazy. Like that concept is so crazy to think about. I don't think they're being serious, but like, what if they are? And in the beginning of when I would get those types of comments, it would really stress me out because I'm like, what if I'm responsible for someone hurting themselves? I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But then I would respond and then be like, thank you, love you. And then they'd be totally fine. And I'm like, that's so not fair to do to me, you know, because we can't respond to everyone, obviously, even though we want to. It's just like not possible, really. But yeah, honestly, I rarely get hate comments on social media.
I mean, how could you? Look at you.
Stop. No, and it's I think it's because I'm like always constantly like talking about like my personal things or about like trying to share positivity. So again, knock on wood, that's my like thing of the day, I guess. Yeah. I don't, but there have been times like, you know, I post like my grandparents are Holocaust survivors. And so, you know, you have these people that are like believe the Holocaust never happened, or like these crazy things that write me online that they're like, how could you post something like this? Or Black Lives Matter, I posted a bunch of things for Black Lives Matter, and the comments I got hating on me for posting about it. You know, it's like so you're always gonna have those people that aren't actually like fans, and they're just random people that come across your videos that, you know, will say things.
But you definitely have a pack following. Like you have, I feel like there's like a difference, and with you, like I notice that you collab all the time, and like I see like a lot of people who are influencers that struggle with that, where they collab so many times, so like they have so many different people's audiences, and they have like a small core of their own. But I feel like you've really excelled at collabing with a lot of different people and being in different eyes and having a couple like different followers from different people. But at the end of the day, like I know that you are like probably like the main person that I can think of that actually like has a big support system whilst like collabing with so many people. You know what I'm saying? How like a lot of people just like collab with so many people and they have fans from all the different people, or like these houses who I feel like it leads up to one person instead of like everyone in there.
I actually haven't. Well, first of all, thank you for saying that. I haven't really, like, in the TikTok world, because I got onto TikTok, like, a little bit later than most people. I never did Musical.ly before, and then I didn't. I, like, got on TikTok super late. Obviously, I was always doing Instagram. Like, that was my main focus. And so I haven't really done, like, any of the houses. So I don't know if maybe that's, like, why or something. But I am always collaborating with people on, you know, social media in general. And I think collaboration is so amazing. And I think that's something that's so cool about what we do, is that people for mostly are always down to collaborate, which is kind of cool that like people are open to helping each other. Yeah. Which I think it makes me so sad when I see people that like don't want to help others, because I'm like, listen, at some point,
I'm so bad at collabing.
And so,
like,
but also so you don't. No. It's like some people just don't care to collab, and there's like there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's not like because you're holding it back. So like, I don't want to help this person. I don't want to collab with this person.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like some people's brands and some people's like pages don't require collaborations, or people don't really care to see that. Or for you, they might just want to see you and your boyfriend and you and your mom. And like they don't really care to see you collabing with other people.
Like,
you know?
Literally, I remember when we were trying to, or you were really like trying to get me to collab. Oh my God. It was probably like 30 different messages. Like, like I feel so bad because like I do like rarely collab for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it's basically because like how I do social media is like, aside from like actually no, everything. Like literally everything in my life is totally last minute. It's go with the flow. I don't plan anything. Yeah. I don't plan a YouTube video. I don't plan a TikTok. I don't plan anything. So when, I don't know, it's just like a stressful thing for me that's like, oh my gosh, someone wants to plan something with me, but I have no idea what I'm going to be doing that day. I have no idea, like, and it's not that I'm like busy. It's just that like, I literally like decide what I'm doing, or I guess even like right in that moment.
Yeah.
And I live so far away from LA, or I did. Oh my God, I moved. Hi, I'm in Arizona now, but I'm here. It's difficult. I moved last week, whatever. But
oh my God.
I lived so far away. So I never knew like when I would come here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just like stressful, but we collabed.
We did.
Let's talk about
No, but it's funny because a lot of people, I feel like I'm such a planner, and I'm like,
what's your zodiac?
I'm a Capricorn. I don't know if that has, do you know anything about Capricorns?
Well, so my like best friend's mom, she's a Capricorn, and she's exactly like you. She has to like have a planner of everything that she has to do.
I feel like it makes me feel like if I don't know what I have going on, I'm like, oh my God, am I being unproductive? It's a weird thing that I have that I'm like, I need to like have all these things like on my schedule, so like I know I'm being productive.
Yeah.
Even when like I was just in Miami, and when I was there for my friends' birthdays, and like I should be okay with like not having anything going on because I'm there for my friends' birthdays. But my brain's like, oh my God,
who lives here? Who can I collab with?
Yeah, I'm like, why am I not like working? You know, but which is I think a blessing and a curse to like be a hard worker, but everyone's a hard worker in different ways. But I think that's like how my brain always works. Yeah. And back in the day when I was doing like the more of the Instagram videos, they required planning. Like TikTok is like not as much, but Instagram required planning because I was doing these videos, so I had to like decide who's going to be in the video, like what song we're doing, what costumes we're wearing, what location we're doing. It was like a whole production.
Yeah. Mine like for me, it's like I cannot schedule a collab, and I cannot schedule a photo shoot. I feel so bad for this one girl. Her name's like Cara. Oh my gosh. Like she's trying to plan like a photo shoot so hard, and I like so want to do a photo shoot with her, but it's just like I just don't think I can schedule it, and I feel like I'm so rude, but it's just like I just cannot schedule it because she's like, it'll literally take 15 minutes. Like she's like trying to be like so like.
But like the way your brain works, the fact that it has to you have to have a time and date like on your on paper basically.
Yeah, I think the reason why is because literally since I was probably 12, I have had like agents and managers in PR and like my momager who like have my schedule all laid out, and I feel like now I'm just like so afraid of like scheduling and like having a calendar and like places to be. I don't know what it is, but it's just like it terrifies me. It brings me back to my childhood, which was amazing. I'm just saying that like I always had something to do, and now it just like stresses me out.
Now you want to be like your own boss, and you want to like do whatever you want to do.
I want to run my podcast that I was 20 minutes late to because I can't plan. But let's talk about our collab and how we met real quick. Yeah. I think you were the one that DM'd me.
Yes, probably.
Probably.
I think the first one was the first one with Lele, or
yes, I love looking back at DMs.
The first one was with Lele, I think, and we did. I think wasn't it at like the light where all those lights are? Was it there?
Yeah, LACMA.
Yeah.
Let me just say, 2017 you DM'd me, and I answered in 2019.
You're kidding.
Hey girl, I think you're awesome, and I wanted to know if you'd be interested in doing a video with LELE Pons and I. I think the reason why I saw this is because maybe in 2019 is when they made that whole algorithm change in the DMs where the top followers.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
So I think that like I just saw it right when that changed. And my DM to her is, You and a +1 are invited to celebrate the launch of my EP with me.
Which obviously was not you.
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was me. And then she DMs me. July 5th, she said, Jordyn, let's film some TikToks. Then she sent her number, and we got working, guys. And there's so many DMs here. What day works for you? Let me know, love. Does Wednesday work? And
we had to have some texting in between them because we met up before TikTok was around.
Yes.
So somehow there were some messages that are gone. Some
messages are gone, maybe in text messages, but that was so fun. I made it. We had so much fun that day. I think we were filming, at LACMA. And it was, I think, right before my 18th birthday. And then we also did one at a house in Studio City.
That was for Thanksgiving.
That was so funny.
That was with Lele, I think Matt, Josh, Merrick? I think Merrick was there. We were all supposed to be a family or something. That was like the point of
was
it.
Lele in that one?
Lele was in that one.
Okay.
But who else was there? There was somebody else. Oh, Delaney.
Yeah.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
It was that song. I got beans,
tomatoes, grams,
potatoes,
hams, whatever that song is.
You name it, or something.
Yeah. So how's working with Lele, and how did you guys meet? Because I mean, in 2017, I didn't even know, like.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, like, so how did you guys meet?
Whoa. Well, we started doing videos together in 2017.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy. It was kind of random. I mean, I've been like modeling, acting, dancing, singing since I was, 8 years old, basically, and always did it like the more traditional route.
Yeah.
I've, been in a million commercials, did a TV show with Ariana Grande when we were little girls on PBS. I did Barney. So I did all the things as like a child actor, dancer, and then got into dance, was in Florida, living in Florida, and then came out here. And when I moved to LA, I was still trying to figure it out, like the traditional route, and never did social media. Moved here about like 4.5 years ago, I guess. And so I never was on Vine, I never was on YouTube. So Lele saw a video of me in dance class. It was like a horrible quality video. It was like Brooklyn J. It's like literally I think it was like Brooklyn J's class, but it was
maybe we were there together.
I feel like we had to have been.
Yeah,
we were definitely a lot smaller and younger than me. And so she saw this video of me, and she like asked to book me for one of her YouTubes, and I had no idea like who she was at the time, but I was like, cool. Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, cool. And then she booked me again, and the third time she asked me to teach her a dance, and I taught her a dance. We put it up online, like went like super viral, and then from there, her and I kind of just became this little dancing duo. And I had like no idea about social media. Like I did not know about it at all. Like I might have had MySpace back in the day. Like I just like had no idea. So she really just like opened my eyes to this like whole other world. And I've always
got to give Lele the credit here.
She does have. Honestly, seriously, like I would have never really. I would have still done it more the traditional route. And I just always have loved creating. I love like producing and directing and all these things. And so I started doing all the videos with her, and then from there the collaborations kind of just happened. And then for years her and I were like always doing videos together. I still see her all the time, but our schedules are both like she's doing music, I'm doing music, so it's like hard to collaborate as often as we used to, but she's crushing it right now and killing it. And I mean it's social media has been like such a blessing. It's amazing what can come from it. I never would have thought.
It's crazy. So like 3-4 years you've been doing this.
Yeah, like mostly was doing Instagram, and then TikTok. I've only been on it for like 1.5 years now or so, which TikTok has just been insane, like insane.
So basically you've gotten like 7 million followers on TikTok in 1 year.
Yeah, basically.
Wow. So
it's nuts.
You're so creative, and I just want to start out with that. But like I said, like I don't plan anything, and you mentioned earlier that you plan out and like you have to do the music, the costumes and where you guys are meeting or who you're collaborating with. So I know it's more in depth. So can you talk about your like creative process of how either you go from, do you pick the collaborator first, or when you do a video alone, or how do you pick the best song for it? Like talk about how you first start I'm gonna do a video on Saturday and it's Wednesday, what do you have to do?
Yeah, I think with TikTok it's definitely made things a little bit less I mean, like a little less to plan. I do plan the collaborations only because like I do it with so many different groups of people, and it's not like a house where we're all just together and we can all just like get together. So either people are reaching out to me, checking my schedule, I'm checking their schedule, and then it's like it's making you cringe. And yeah, I mean, with TikTok, it's just like it's like a lot easier. You know, you'll just know what the trends are, and you just kind of go with it or create your own. I've done my own things a bunch of times, and so TikTok's easier. Instagram, you know, I still do my like higher production, you know, videos on Instagram. So yeah, there's thinking of the song, thinking of the location. I now work with like a VFX artist, so I'm like trying to like decide what VFX we want in it. And yeah, I mean, people see the 1 minute video or the 15-second video, but like so much goes into it. And I think with social media in general, and I don't know if you've talked about this before, but like, you know, we have these little kids that think like they just want to be a TikToker, or they just want to be like an Instagrammer or whatever, and they think it's just like so easy. Or, you know, people that may not know, like for instance me, like I'm putting out music and stuff, but I've been singing for a long time, where I did music before I did social media.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, so people just think, oh, she's just like a TikToker now, like trying to sing, and I'm like, no, like I've been doing this. It's just, you know, life takes you on different paths, and on the journey you're supposed to go on. And so I think that like I had to kind of go like this to get to where I'm at. And yeah.
So, well, before we talk about music, I want to do like 2 little things with you.
Okay.
So the first one is, who has been your favorite person to collaborate with?
Okay.
Who's your dream person to collaborate with? And what was your favorite video you can think of that you've ever posted?
Those are good questions. Those are great questions. I would say my favorite person I collaborated with was
Jordyn Jones.
Besides Jordyn Jones, both J-Lo, because I've always been obsessed with her. Like just it's like probably not even normal how obsessed I am with her. Like anyone that knows me knows it's insane.
So like you're like the Olivia Rodrigo of the Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Because she's obsessed with her.
Oh yeah. No. Like
so you're the
oh my God, like beyond. And I just like always dreamed of being just like J-Lo, and like never would think that I would meet her, let alone do a video with her. Like that just it still sounds crazy to me. Like, 'cause I'm still just as obsessed. But yeah, she was having her Vegas show, and they wanted a creator to come in and promote like the ending of her shows. And I did a whole tribute video to her where I like recreated all her videos. But like I did it exact. Like Get Right, she has like a sweat stain here. Oh, I put a sweat stain there. Like I made sure I was like exact on it, and she saw the video and like liked it and commented and shared it. And then it was nuts. So yeah, I came to Vegas. They flew me there, and I did a whole thing with all her dancers on stage and wore the costumes. And then, you know, she comes out at the end, and it was just like wild. The person I'd want to collaborate with, well, 2 people I've worked with them before, both Jason Derulo and obviously J-Lo, but it would be cool to do like a song with them. I've done like social media videos, but I think it would be awesome to collaborate with them on a song. And what was the last question? Oh, my favorite video I've ever done. I think like the recent videos I've been posting with my grandma are really special because
we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about that.
So I think like, you know, people obviously are always used to seeing me dance and like always like being super happy. And I think, you know, my grandma has Alzheimer's, and it's like a very serious disease. And I think a lot of like kids that follow me, like their grandparents deal with that also, and they don't really know how to handle it, or you know, it's really sad. So I think like when I get to share those special moments that I have with her, I think those are my favorite.
So I do want to talk about music now.
Yes.
Like you talked about earlier, I feel like we have a lot of similar things in our life, including something that we'll talk about at the end. But basically, you started as a musician very young, and you were releasing music. I remember one thing was like 2008 with like Flo Rida.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
She's been around. It's literally like you get big, and then they think, oh, she's releasing a song because she wants to get the coin.
Right.
And because she has fans to listen to it. It's like, no, honey, that's her passion.
No, exactly. And I think it's hard because, not hating on anyone that's doing it, because everyone's like crushing it in their own way, but there are so many people that, you know, started on TikTok and just like all of a sudden decided they wanted to sing. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know if like they've wanted to do this their whole lives, but you've never heard of it before. in interviews, like I don't know, I could be wrong, but I've been doing this for so long, and that's why I say like I'm thankful for the journey, because I think you have to go through these things, and like I had to do social media to like get to where I'm at, and you know, I also think I had to evolve as an artist. Also, it was like interesting when I was younger, I always like sounded young but like looked a bit older, and I think I wasn't like fully developed. I wasn't like fully developed. And I think now, like with the music I have coming out, like everything makes sense. Like I think I've like worked super hard. I like know exactly who I want to be as an artist and what I want to be as an artist, what I want to sound like, what I want to look like. And I think, so I believe everything happens for a reason. And I think it led me to where I'm at.
And your new song that's coming out in the summer is, I'll say one thing, but she can just cut it if she wants. The person who's on the song is one of my lifelong favorite people on this earth that's collaborating with her, featured on the song, whatever. Yes. So do you want to talk about that at all? Do you want to give them a little dip in the water of what you have for the summer?
Yes, I am so freaking excited. So the person is Todrick Hall. And Todrick, I mean, literally, like, everyone says he's their favorite person.
He's
like,
the best.
He truly is. He's one of the most talented people I've ever met in my entire life.
And his new house?
His house is insane. No. It's actually, like, I've been in some crazy houses before. This house is mind-boggling. Like,
I need to go.
And his artwork, all the artwork he has in there, of course, because he's so like creative, is like sick. And then the way the architecture is and everything, it's insane.
His bed is like Louis Vuitton.
Oh yeah. His closet is like glass doors. I mean, it's insane. And then he has these crazy cats that are like amazing. I mean, just his Todrick, I've done a few videos with him and for him, and I made this song. It's called Be Myself.
Be Myself.
And I'm really excited about it because I feel like, and I'm sure you can maybe relate to this, all the music I've ever put out, like I love, but sometimes you always have like people in your ear like saying like what you should sound like and who you should sound like, and you know, sometimes you make music, it's not like you're 100% so passionate about the lyrics or like the message, you know, and you just put them out because they're fun dance records or whatever. And this one, you know, it's a message that I always portray on my social media, but I've never got to like make it into a song. And I got together with my friends Justin Gesso, who's an amazing songwriter. He did Stargazing for Kygo, and he's just incredible. And he's been a friend of mine for years, and we never actually worked on music together. And I think the way the song came together was just like so organic. And so we're like, let's get in the studio. And then my friend Shindo, who now produced Peaches for Bieber, which is amazing. So he produced it with my other friend Lash. And it just like all of us were friends. And so the way it came together wasn't like pressure to get in like a session with somebody or like, oh, you got to go.
So no schedules. I'm just kidding.
This was like barely, honestly, it was probably like night before. I'm not even kidding. This one was like so random.
So were you freaking out? Because
I was like, oh my God, is this going to happen? No, I think that's why it was just so like organic and like chill the way it happened.
And Jordyn Jones way.
Jordyn Jones way. And Todrick wasn't even like in my mind at first. It was just like we wrote the song, we produced the song together, and I did it for myself. And then I was listening to it more and more and more, and I'm like, God, like I feel like this song would be so great. Well, it's obviously about being yourself, and I think it would like the Pride community. I think would really the LGBTQ community. I think would really relate to the song as well. I think the song applies to everybody, but you know, I think in that community, there people are always telling you like you can't do this and you can't do that, and don't like they always try to get you to not be yourself.
That's amazing.
So I wrote Todrick and I sent him the song, and he actually didn't respond to me for a month.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't answer for a month, and then I only sent him one message, and then I like forgot about it kind of, and then he wrote me back a month later like, oh my God, like did you get somebody else on this? Like I'm just hearing this now, and I'm like obsessed. Please, please, please. So then next day he gets in the studio, he records his verse, and then he wrote like a little rap to it, and it's just it's like truly my favorite thing I've ever done. I'm so excited for everybody to hear it, and it really is like the first song I can say like is like so authentically me in every aspect of it, and the fact
I can't wait to hear it. You have to send it to me.
Yay! I'm so excited. Thank you.
Okay. I just did this game with Bethany, and I want to do it with you as well.
Okay.
I want you to rank all of those milestones, your achievements, in a game of least to your favorite.
Ooh.
Like least favorite to most favorite. So singing, dancing, and making videos. just rank those. And if you can think of
Okay.
anything else that you want to throw in to the mix, totally go for it.
Okay, so I have to think what my least favorite is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love all of them in like different ways. I think dancing is always going to be my favorite, just because it's like, it's a part of everything I do. Like, it's a part of the music that I do. Performing, like being on stage. Like, if someone was to ask me, like, what's your favorite thing about, like, I miss performing, you know? Like, I think that's why I like making these videos so much, because it's like a way of performing in a sense.
Because you're performing to the camera.
Yeah,
totally,
exactly, though. And so I think dancing is always going to be my favorite. I think singing would be like second favorite. I just feel like they all tie in together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making videos, but I'm dancing in the videos, or I'm singing in the videos, or I'm acting in the videos. Acting is another thing to throw in there, but it's so hard to rank it, because I think I would say maybe filming videos would be maybe last, but
and it's also the thing you're newest.
Yeah,
so maybe you'll grow.
Absolutely. I think filming videos, like, it takes a lot more out of me. Like, I think dancing and singing, because I'm so I'm passionate about them, and it just comes like natural. But videos, I have to like really sit there and think about what I want to do, and then there are other people involved, you know, like that I have to get for them, and so it becomes like more of like a production, and like that I have to go do all these things for it. Where singing and dancing, like, you can just dance and sing for yourself, or like you know. So
I know that you did just. Maybe not just, but you are also signed with Pitbull under his record deal. So before we get into the fan questions, I do want to ask you the question of the day. I want to know what they don't tell you about signing a record deal, because I have not gotten to ask that question yet.
Wow, that's a good question. So I actually just did like a few single deals with him. So I'm actually not with him currently on my new music, but I think like something that I've always had on my side, and I'm so grateful for, is my mom also manages me, and my mom's like so on top of everything. And my attorney has been with me since I was 15.
Wow.
And I'm an old lady now. No. But anyway, so I think it's so important to have people on your side that like micromanage everything, and sometimes it might push some people away because they're so on top of it. But it's so important, because some people are just so eager and excited to sign deals, like even brand deals I'm sure you've dealt with, or anything, you know, that people just like want money, or they want like exposure or whatever, you know, and so they don't read these little like fine lines in there. So I think that's really, really important, because you have to be able to get out of things, or like, you know, the whole goal of anyone signing a deal should be like everyone being a part of a team, and everyone wanting the same product, of course, and the same result. But our industry it's a tough one. It's a tough one. And so I think like it's really important to have people on your side that like really, really have your back, and like are really making sure that what you're signing is not going to like take your life from you. There's so much that comes with our job or what we do that, again, people who don't do it don't understand, or don't know. And like, obviously we're not posting what all this stuff that we deal with, you know, especially with social media. You post your highlights on there. So your personal things, I mean, maybe you're more open with like I never post who I'm dating on social media. Like,
I know.
I just think like, I'm currently single, but beforehand, I think it just brings so much added drama and stress that I feel like, unless I'm like really like 4 years, 5 years, like in a relationship, then I think maybe will be time to share. But
I feel like there is a difference between like an everyday social media like creator that shows their lunch, that shows everything about their entire life, and like when you put production into videos and you make TikToks that show just like the small little bit. I feel like you are more of like that professional lane of social media, when like even me, I'm like kind of on the cusp, but I would say like I show everything about my day, everything that I do.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So like there is like that perfect middle that I feel like you're in.
I think I show like, I post a lot of my like my family. Like I post a lot of videos of my mom, or videos of my grandma, or stuff like that. But I think there's just like, because we do have to share so much, I'm like, the relationship thing, I want to be like the one thing that's like for me, or like my friends or anyone that knows me like will be a part of that moment. But I don't know, because one time I was dating someone, and LELE I didn't post it anywhere. And Layla like FaceTimed me with this person, and she like takes a screenshot and posts it on her story. And she's like, Montana has a boyfriend. Oh my God, Montana has a boyfriend. And that's all she did. Just one story. And my boyfriend at the time was always posting me, and I never posted him.
Oh.
But he was like not really on social media.
The
like
boy just be posting.
He was, well, that became an issue obviously at the end. But you know, he was always posting it, and so then all my fans grabbed onto all those photos. And then when we broke up, for months after, no, please don't. But then for months after, please don't. For
I'm not going to show you or anyone.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
for
look.
months after, I was getting tagged in photos of us, like when we were broken up. And I'm just like, I don't want to see that. I could tell you that there are like random things. Like I'll just say one thing. Someone was like, Montana Tucker dating history, Chris Brown. And I'm like, I never even, what? Like that is the most random.
I'm not seeing that.
Oh, there's like random things that like I've dated Chris Brown. I'm like, that is so random and bizarre, and I have no idea how they could have thought that, like, at all. Anyway, moral of the story is I do share a lot, and I think dating life is something I like to try to keep to myself, only because
I did it for a year.
You kept it to yourself? Yeah, I think with like, I think because your boyfriend now, obviously I don't know like a lot about your relationship, but I think like you guys make content together and stuff like that. My boyfriend's, my last boyfriend was not in the industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think everyone has different opinions and views
Then
on it.
I wasn't looking at the right person.
No, so I've had 2 serious boyfriends. The boyfriend before was probably the one you were looking at.
Okay, probably. We'll talk about it after. Okay, so before we get into the questions, I totally forgot, and I do want to talk about your grandma, and if you want to go into like any of that, because my grandma also died of Alzheimer's after battling with it for years. I like barely knew her. I think I was like 7 or something. Oh,
wow.
But she did not like know my name. I really can't really remember much. But yeah, I definitely just want to talk about that with you, because no one, like, we haven't talked about something that like serious, and I know like the same thing, like so many people out there have grandmas or moms or anything that will be going through that or has it or is battling it right now. So yeah, I just want to like talk about it before we get into fan questions.
Yeah, I think it's like, I had an interview earlier and I was talking about this, like Alzheimer's is a disease that you can't physically see, right? Like cancer and all these other terrible diseases, like you can physically see someone deteriorating from it, right?
Yeah.
But Alzheimer's, you have no idea what's going on in someone's head. Like you can't mind read. I mean, that would be incredible if that was an option. But
would that be your one superpower?
Actually, yes. Yeah, because there's so much you could do if you read people's minds. But anyway, so I think it's so hard because, like, for instance, my grandma has had Alzheimer's for 12 years and physically she's 93 and she looks like she's like in her 60s or 70s.
She looks amazing.
She looks amazing. She's in the best shape. Like, she can walk miles, but like mentally she, is just can't function on her own at all. She has to have 24/7 help with her, and it's so wild because before that she was like the sharpest, like smartest lady in the world. Crazy. And to like go from that to then like literally not being able to function on your own is just like so crazy. But I think that's why I do post it a lot, because I think people always when they have someone that deals with Alzheimer's, not always, but mostly they're like, oh, well, this person doesn't know what's going on. Like, I don't have to give them an amazing life because they don't know what's going on. So like, but my mom is so on top of it, and how I am too is like we act like she knows what's going on. Yeah. So we'll take her. I'll dance with her. We take her to the beach. We take her here. Like we do things with her that as if she was still like knowing what's going on, because that one moment that she might click back in, because she does go in and out of it. It's like it's really bizarre. I mean, I think her case is like so rare because
I don't think my mom's mom would go in and out. That's just what I can remember. I think it was just,
I think it's like it's truly something that I would always say is like to try to like keep them happy, and also having the help. Like, she has an aide that is with her all the time that like literally loves her like a grandma, and she's just she's so incredible. And yeah, I think it's such a terrible disease, and I think there's no cure or anything, you know?
I know.
So and I think there's so many things that we can do now to also prevent it. Like there are all these different
even brain games too, right?
Brain games.
My mom does it all the time.
They say, I mean, I don't follow this and I wish I did, but like apparently gluten is really bad for your brain.
Wow.
Which I had no idea. There's like this whole book about how gluten like eats your brain apparently.
Wow.
So there are all these things that you can like, you know, try to do and also just be educated on it. And I think, you know, usually it's like your parents taking care of the grandparents and then the grandchildren don't like pay attention as much. And so I think that I'm like happy that I have a platform to share it with. And when I do share, I have so many people writing me about it and how like it also inspired them to go like talk to their grandma or see their grandma or send their grandma something because, you know.
My other grandma, she is kicking.
Yeah.
She is so healthy and amazing. But yeah, I just wish like, you know, that didn't happen to my mom's mom. But yeah, it's just like I definitely need to be doing way more research with it. But like that's like the one thing like I always talk about. It and like Instagram, like I have like a donation spot for Alzheimer's Association.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so like that's like I like whenever I like can give, I give, and I just, you know, I want as much research as possible, and I need to do my own research as well. But yeah, it's so sad, but I just love your videos and it makes me smile.
Thank you.
And I know like it's very inspiring for, like you said, like kids to go see their grandma, or you know, moms to be closer to their moms, or like whatever it is, you know. It's just, and like making them happy, like that's so special, and that's really great advice.
Yeah, that's the thing I think with my grandma that has like maybe, because like 12 years to have Alzheimer's is a really long time.
It is.
And truly like she mumbles words. Like she makes no sense in what she says. Like my grandma also speaks like Hungarian and Romanian and Hebrew and all different languages. So sometimes it's interesting because she'll like start speaking Hungarian and like none of us speak it.
Oh wow.
So that's an interesting. And then she's also a Holocaust survivor. So like, I mean, apparently the aides say like throughout the night she'll like sometimes wake up and like say things. And so yeah, it's just weird how our brains work, you know, like so many things that are second nature to us that we would never like think. Even like I posted a video of her like saying I love you to me. Like we say I love you to our loved ones all the time, right? Like it's like you get off the phone, okay, bye, I love you. Like you don't think of it. It's so natural. It's like whatever. But those words, my grandma, like I'll sometimes say I love you, grandma, and I see her looking at me and I know she like wants to say it and she just doesn't. And sometimes she'll like look at me like this, or sometimes she'll just be like, thank you. But then when the moments when she clicks back in and she says I love you back, I'm like, the world stops, you know. It's so amazing. So yeah,
that is beautiful, and I definitely like loved hearing that story. So now let's get into our fan questions before we wrap it up.
All right.
I asked you guys on Instagram to ask some questions, so here we go. The first question is, what is your weirdest interaction with creepy fans?
Oh God. I actually have the weirdest one.
Okay. Let's go.
So I don't want to like say too much about him because God forbid if he hears this or anything, but basically I never knew to like not post where I'm at in the moment. Because in my mind, I'm like, who would ever, who am I? Like, you know, who's going to ever show up to where I'm at? Like, I'm just a regular person. Like, I still obviously think that.
Yeah.
But I would just never think, like, not to post where I'm at.
Save it, post it on when you're leaving, you know?
Yeah. I just never thought that, like, never crossed my mind. I just, like, post whatever. And I was actually
I'm pretty bad at that too, though.
I was actually getting a facial. I don't know if you've ever been to Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was getting a facial at Sonia's.
Whoa. Real quick, when I went into that parking garage, I was looking like everywhere because I like had a weird feeling.
Really?
When I went there. That's weird.
Yeah, no. I actually got dropped off in an Uber, so it wasn't in the garage, but listen to how crazy. So I posted like about to get a facial with Sonia like immediately. Didn't think anything of it. So I have this like one fan that is actually like a grown man, which is weird because I feel like all my fans are a lot younger.
Yeah.
And he like he'll make accounts and he'll like post just like my eyeball, and then it's like 100 photos of my eyeball, and then like he'll post another account and it's like 100 pictures of my lips, and then it's like weird.
It's like Montana's lips, Montana's eyes.
But it's like 100. It's like the whole grid is like all the same photo.
It takes so much time.
I don't know how this person does it. I've never seen anything like it. So anyways, I blocked all the accounts because it's really creepy and the things that he has like said are like not okay. And so I blocked like hundreds of accounts from the same person. Okay.
But you didn't know what he looked like, maybe.
No, and I thought he lived in another country or something. Like, would have never thought. Anyway, long story short, he shows up to Sonia's.
Like, up in there.
No, he couldn't get, he was at the call box. And he shows up there, and he's trying to get in. And so they're, like, telling him that he's not allowed in. But I had no idea who it was at the time. She's just asking, she's like, does any of your fans ever show up to where you're at? I'm like, no, that's never happened to me ever. Anyway, it was like a whole crazy thing. They had to call the cops and everything. It was really scary. I never saw him face to face.
Oh my God.
But then I figured out who it was because I checked my DM request and he was sending me pictures of her building. How creepy.
And it was the eyes and lips and wow.
Yeah. So that's a crazy
That is very creepy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What is the easiest thing about your career?
I think just like loving it. You know, I think that you hear, like, I have so many of my friends I grew up with that, like, have 9-to-5 jobs or, you know, do things that they don't love. And it makes me so sad because I know sometimes you have to do things in life. And I'm just so grateful that I love it so much and that I'm, like, so passionate about it. And I, like, rarely think of it as work, you know? Like, I just truly love it so much. And it's wild that I can make a living or career out of like making these videos and performing and dancing and singing. Like I would do it for free, you know? I like love it so much. So I think that's my favorite thing about it.
Where did you get your style aesthetic? That's a really good question because guys, can we show everyone your purse right now? We were talking about it when she walked in.
Hello.
She's got like I don't even know how to explain that. This like gold Chanel with
everything
like,
about me. I feel like gold's my favorite color.
Okay.
And it's interesting because I think it's funny because my mom only wears gold also, and then both my grandparents wear gold also. I actually wear, this is my Zadie, my grandpa's ring that I never take off. He passed away 2 years ago. This is his ring. This is his bracelet.
Wow.
This one. And then this is his neck. Where is it?
Holy giraffe.
The long one. Where is it? Oh, right here. So these two.
Wow.
This is not anything. But anyway, so I think I like that has like been generational, that just like gold
that
has been
so
like
beautiful.
in our family, I guess. I feel like my aesthetic, it's so random and kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
I feel like I just kind of wear whatever. I wish I had like a style, but I don't. I mean, I'm definitely always wearing gold, but like I don't have like a specific style. And I think for me, like designer stuff is awesome, but I also like all my friends make fun of me. I love a good deal. Like that's my favorite thing in the world. Like
so you are the one that's got the fat bank account because she's buying.
I just love like finding a deal. I think it's like the coolest thing. I think it's the best thing. Like I also love going to like the Melrose Trading Post and like finding random things there. Yeah. And I love like 2-piece sets. I feel like I really like 2-piece like sets.
So speaking of deals, so you're like the person that I just, like I said, I went to the store to buy mashed potatoes. Yeah, they're like the packet ones. They're like
I will
really,
compare.
really bad.
Is that where you're going with that?
Yeah. So like it says like, 4 for $7. And like I bought 3. So like you would have bought like the 4 for 7.
For sure.
I don't know why I don't do that. It's just like I know I'm not going to eat it and I'm going to waste it, so I don't want to buy it.
Well, maybe with mashed potatoes, that's a different story. Like, I don't know. It's like a random thing.
Packages.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a little random. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like no matter, I don't know. I love good deals. It's like my thing.
Okay, last question is, what inspires you to keep working hard and never stop?
I think like a few things. I think honestly from my grandma, I think she's instilled that into me, and same with my mom, of like just being a hard worker and never giving up. I mean, she went through the Holocaust and came to the United States with absolutely nothing, and both my grandparents like literally zero to, they built such an amazing life. And so also now with like Alzheimer's, like I can't imagine like dealing with that. Like some people just give up. I think
you're like
maybe,
living your life. Yeah.
So I think that's like been in me to like just always work hard and never give up on like my dream, what I want to do. And then I think having the like my people that follow me and support me like live to see my videos. It's so weird, but I guess like in my idols like J-Lo, Beyonce, like all these people, but I think it's just having people that like support me so much and like love what I do so much. I think that's like what inspires me most.
Well, keep it up, girl, because you're killing it. We all love watching your videos. Can't wait to hear that song in summer. Do you have a date yet?
We don't have a date yet.
Just around
we'll tune,
summer, right?
We'll get back to you on that one.
Follow her on all her social media accounts. Where can they find you?
Montana Tucker. I didn't really think too hard on that one for all social media, Instagram, TikTok, and everything. And also, you're freaking amazing. I've always told you that. Obviously, my DM to you, hey girl, you're awesome.
2017.
But no, you're amazing, and also congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. Well, I would definitely love to have you back on the podcast when you're like 7,000 times bigger than I am, and hopefully you don't forget about me.
Yeah, right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Yay. Thank you, Podcast One, for having me. Make sure you guys rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Save us to your Spotify library, and follow the podcast Instagram, Jordyn Jones Podcast. See you guys next Thursday with ZHC. Peace.